Hey there everybody and welcome! This is my transformation video for Brave Troop Toys 02, their Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime. So, let's get right to it. Okay, so, starting with the arms. Go ahead and get the fist balled up, thumb down here, fingers curled up. Should be something along those lines. Go ahead and open this panel, rotate the fist in, and then this joint is going to rotate. And we'll just leave it like that for now. Do the same over here. Open up, fold in, rotate, and leave it something like that. We'll be playing with that quite a lot more later on. Okay, so we can kind of either do the lower half or do the upper half, and then we'll have to meet them in the middle. I'll go ahead and start with the upper. So we'll go ahead and untab this, which it already came disconnected. That's fine. But untab it from right here. Just bring it back. Straighten that out for later. I'm going to go ahead and untab this. And let's see here. Go ahead and bring these forward. I'll go ahead and fold these up now. These little silver pieces that are under the cab. They are long, flimsy, and they only have the one joint right here. So I would suggest holding them by this area to avoid putting stress on that long piece as much as possible. Right? So we got to here. So let's see here. So right in here. Here we go. These side pieces, go ahead and pop those out because they peg into the front bumper. Pop those out and then you can unfold all the front bumper related. We'll fold this down for now. You can bring the head out as so. Now we'll come back here. We're going to bring this down, bring these. Here, lift up on these, and then, yep, there we go. Rotate that out. Fold these gray pieces all the way in. Notice out of the box, these were already folded all the way in. So if you take them right out of the box, that's one less thing to worry about. I'll go ahead and rotate this up. Go ahead and bring the arms out. They've got these like double joint setups. Go ahead and start to bring those out a little bit. And is what I want to do is lift up, unfold this whole bit. I'm going to fold these two pieces up. No, they only go up so far. And this part is all die cast, but then it does connect to plastic on the waist, so still want to be careful with it. But I want to get these wheels out, so that you should just be able to rotate out. Go ahead and get both of them. And then the wheels themselves also rotate. They got a little hinge in there. Go ahead and do that for both. And then you rotate the assembly. There we go. And there we go. Okay, so I know it looks weird. That's what I got so far. So, I'm going to rotate the head around. Rotating the whole assembly. And leave that there for right this second. So what I'm going to do back here, these pieces, I'm going to fold them out, fold them in. And notice this one goes first, and then this one, and it tabs into each other. Okay. And I'll leave it out at like a 90-degree angle for now. Just leave it sitting back there. So is what's going to happen here. Go ahead and get this out of the way as well. Fold those together. Bring them down. So we have this piece right here that's going to go into this little channel. My very first time, it was scary tight. I was actually pretty concerned about it. It seems to have kind of worked itself a little bit better as I've done this. Now it just goes in pretty smooth. But yeah, that's the point, is you want it to come all the way back, and where, let me see here. There we go. That little Phillips screw right there, you see how the bar it's on is sitting pretty much at a 90-degree angle? That is what you want, all the way back. Because this bar is pretty much the back part of the cab, so if it's leaning forward, the cab's going to lean forward. So, there we go. So we got that. Now what I'm going to do is we need to get the head into this cavity. So as you go to close all this, you want to bring the head kind of sideways, and then you can rotate it once it's in place. So I just closed up the hinge, which would act as the chest crunch, ab crunch, however it is. Okay, so see, I've got this. It's just all the way down. These two hinges here are sitting flush. Yeah, there you go. So I'm going to take the head, bring it down. I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to make sure that it frees that hinge that I pointed out with the Phillips. And then once it's in place, I'll rotate it so the head is facing downward, but it's in that little cavity. All right. So now, all right, so we're going to unfold the bumper that way first, then unfold these, and then unfold it back. So the front of it's looking like that. Then I'm going to rotate up, just because the headlights are going to tab into these. So if I have it all the way down, it's going to make it difficult to do the headlights, and I'm going to have to untab it anyway. But I will slide this up. All right, so it should be something like that. Okay, and like I said, I'll leave this up out of the way for now. I'm going to go ahead and bring the wheels together. So you have a very, very small tab right here that goes into a very, very small slot right there. So go ahead and bring these together. And that tab and slot is not incredibly secure. It does the job, but it's, you know, these are going to tab into right here, and that's what's really going to secure the feet, the wheels. So we're going to start on the legs. So we're going to compress the toe pieces, just like that. We're going to compress the feet if they're not already. So this one is not. All right. So a couple different things here. I'm going to go ahead and start with the knees. Bring them forward. They've got a double joint. You bring them down and then get them slotted into this little cavity in the knee. I'll go ahead and do that for both legs now, just so I don't forget. Here we go. All right, and I'm going to lay them down. So, I'll lift up on this, lift up on this, open that. I'm going to fold it at this hinge in the center and fold it forward. I'm going to bring the ankle down. It's got this whole double joint set up. Do this first. So you got a double joint here for the front of the shin. You want to slide it inward. Then I'm going to rotate the wheels around. They have this little tab that they'll stop at. They don't actually tab in, it just kind of hooks the wheels and stops it, but that's good enough. Go ahead and rotate this out. And then for the foot, I'm going to rotate it, so you do got to be careful. That hinge, the rotate hinge, is very tight for me. I feel like if I just rotated the foot, I might snap something, so that's why I hold the hinge and then rotate. Kind of get a feel for it yourself, but I would still recommend that. And then we're going to bring this all forward, fold it up inside. Once you get to this point, so make sure this is up. Now we can go ahead and close this. And this foot is done for now. We got to do this side first, and then we can join them. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to lift up on the blue piece first. Both blue pieces do have a little bit of like a double hinge. This one is really, really small. This one is a little bit longer. So use the double hinge as you need to. Bring that up. Separate this. Fold it. And bring it forward. For the shin, you pretty much just push it in. Rotate the wheels. Flip this up. For this foot, the left foot, you have this extra piece. You will want that out. And now again, with the foot, bring it down, rotate, and fold it up and in. Good. Close that. Okay. So now, we got a couple things here. So first, I do have a very small pin. You can see it right here. A very small pin coming out of the thigh. That goes into a very small hole in this panel. Those do not want to stay engaged for me, like at all. So I pretty much, I don't know. Yeah, they just don't want to stay. But what does work is right here, you have this pin going into this port. That is very secure. So go ahead and get that together. And then this can just kind of fold over and stay in the center. Just use that double hinge. Okay, so it'll be like that. Then coming back here, this piece we folded out goes into a square slot right here. And as you're doing that, make sure the two trailer hitch pieces slot together. Okay, and then this has a tab right here for this slot right here. Go ahead and bring that down. And the tab can fit, but it doesn't seem to want to go all the way down. So again, it pretty much locates it, but it's not perfect. All right, now for these, you're gonna rotate them 80 degrees. So 90 degrees, wow, 80. So the tab and slot is on the inside, the longer piece is on the inside, and then you tab those together, and then fold them down at the double hinge. All right, and there it is. They're kind of like makeshift taillights. Yeah, that's how that looks. Because these are hidden in robot mode, if you wanted to, you could paint something on there. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth it, but hey, it's your toy. It's up to you if you really care that much about it. So now for the thighs, want to get in here and pull this down. You might need a tool, but I'm able to at least get it from that corner. Flip out the gas tank, and this panel will go down pretty far. So, but when you get the gas tank out, you want it about perfectly 90. Okay, and then you'll fold this in, and it's got this large slot right there for a tab in the gas tank. So you want to make sure that the hips and everything are straight and lined up. Then you may need to push this forward, and then you can close it up, and it should tab right into that. And then this also secures itself. So you should end up looking like that. All right, and then same exact thing over here. Bring that out. Bring this back and get that hinge, and then close it all up. Yeah, this one isn't quite right. There it is. Got it. Okay. And now for the legs, one final thing right here. They are on sliders. They slide up at a little bit of an angle. Okay. We are getting there. He is almost there. Similar to the Studio Series version, we'd pretty much just have to take care of the legs and the top of the truck. So, arms and top of the truck. Wow, having trouble speaking today. So, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna flip the truck up. Just trying to get things a little bit out of the way here. Come on now. There we go. I want this all sitting like this. I'm going to bring it forward. There. I'll leave that there for now. I'm going to keep working on the back. The back of the cab, I should say. So, I'll flip up on this long piece. So I'm going to bend the arms at 90. They also have this. Out of the box, these were compressed already, but check them. They do need to be compressed for vehicle mode and extended for robot mode, so he has proper arm length. But go ahead. Now once you got that, I'm going to untab this. I'm going to bring it forward just to really get it out of the way. I'm going to fold this in on itself and then get it all in there. Alright, so this is looking like this. Do the same thing over here. Get that out of the way. And I don't know if it's completely necessary to lift up on this. I do it. I feel like it should automatically do it, but yeah, I just do it manually to be safe. I don't trust it to do anything automatically. Go ahead and, like I said, compress the arm. There we go. Okay. And now, again, you notice I have to keep tilting the cab back. It's that 90-degree piece that I mentioned. It'll stay fine once it's all put together, but yeah, getting to this point, I do have to constantly adjust it. So at this point, I just want to rotate everything back. I'm using those double hinges, and I'm getting the arm in place. Like I said, it's pretty much like the Studio Series bot at this point for this particular step. Okay. Let me get the other side, then I'll come back and make sure that that's exactly where I want it. There's going to be a couple different things that I have to make sure line up here when I'm closing the arms and considering them done. So, let's see here. You can see here, there's the red piece. On top of this gray piece is a little circle. I'm trying to get that circle underneath this hinge. There we go. Good. So that is what I'm looking at right now. Again, make sure that back piece is all the way back. I'm going to come back here for this really skinny piece that I haven't really done much with. And it's got this tab right here. That's going to go into a slot on the arms. And the slot on the arms, it's on the outside, so it doesn't look like it really does much. It's probably just there to help locate things, but still. It's one of those things that needs to be done. So you do that, and then you can lift up on this piece, and there's that part. So now, coming over here. So, I'm going to unfold this, and then I'm going to unfold this. So at this point, I need to make sure that this comes down. I'm going to close up the chest, and it's got a very small clear post right here that goes into these two ports. And you see it's not lined up, and that's, need to make sure it is. There it is. The whole front bumper's on double joints, so don't forget that if it is needed. But we'll get that pegged in. And those pegs hold pretty good so far, but they are still clear plastic pegging in, so just be careful with them. No company is immune from the dangers of using clear plastic, so just be careful with them. The arms, if it seems like they want to keep popping out, remember that bicep swivel is probably what's really tight and kind of working against you. So I'm squeezing the two fists together right now while trying to rotate up here. There we go. Do the same over here, make sure they're even. these pieces will go together. These pieces will come down. So here's kind of the point where I said like there's going to be a lot of things to work with. So first of all, we'll go ahead and bring this down. I'm going to bring this down. So what's going to happen here is this tab is going to go, let me turn. So this tab is going to go into this slot. But this tab is going to go into this slot. But also this panel has to be on the outside. So you want to bring them both down at about the same time. So I'm going to bring this down. I'm going to lift up on this corner piece. And then this joint does slide. So I'm going to get it close. This slides down. And so once you're about at this rough point, you can go ahead and close things up a little bit. And you may not have everything exactly where it needs to be, but we can get it close so that we can at least close up the arms and get the front bumper secured, and that will help out with everything else. Nothing here should fight as far as like, you know, a tab being really, really tight or something, but it may just be a lot of massaging and moving pieces around to make sure things are in the right place. So, fiddly. You could say it might be a little fiddly. There we go. Maybe? I think. Yep, that's that. Make sure to slide this forward to close that gap. And there's that part done. We'll come back to the back. We're going to keep going. Do this side, pretty much the same thing we just did. So I'll slide that down, bring this down, fold out this triangle piece. See here. All right. Get the front tab, get the door tab, and then close that. Slide it forward if possible. That's about all it wants to do for me. Get this in place. I'm having to kind of lift up on the front a little bit in order to get these in place. In fact, they are really wanting to fight at the moment. There we go. They wanted to hook in on the front of the wheels, so that looks like what they were doing. And then these two tabs, I showed you these two, but these two are going to go into spaces right there in the arm panels that we just now closed up. So you just go ahead and rotate it forward, close them in, push these back to get them to tab in to those other slots. Make sure both sides are good. There we go. Okay, that is about it for the front. We are in the home stretch. We have very, very little left to do, so make sure these are good. I did show you these, but they came undone. There we go. I'm going to bring these forward. They got very small tabs for slots. Get those on both sides. There we go. Now this. You have a tab here for the large empty slot that you can see in his robot mode. So go ahead and we'll rotate it all down, get it tabbed in, and this panel does need to fit underneath this one. Should be easy. It's gonna be weird. There's gonna be a gap, at least for me, and I cannot get rid of that gap. Yeah, that gap. Cannot get rid of it. Try and squeeze. Let's see if it'll work with me on camera, if this will be the one time. Yeah, it's better. Alright, unfold these. Lift up, rotate, and put back down. And then I'm going to just kind of be careful here. And let's do a quick check, but I believe that is it. I do wish I could do something about that windshield wiper. I think that is it. All that's left, just pull out his side view mirrors. And that is it. There is Brave Troop Toys 02 Commander, aka Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime, in his truck mode. So, there's the back. There's the side. There's the underside. The front. And he does roll fairly well. So, there you go. Alright, now let's get him back into robot mode. So, I'll fold in the side view mirrors first. So, let's see here. Let's untab these from the legs. Alright, you can fold up this skinny panel as well. Get that folded up all the way. And let's see, we'll untab both of these. And I want to get these two pieces up. Bring this panel up, which will give me the ability to get to those. And what that does is it starts to free up some space. So I'll come back here, untab that, I'll fold this piece down. Untab right there. Lift up on the bumper. And then get the side pieces completely untabbed. Then we're going to untab and unfold all of this. So go ahead and rotate these all the way around. Fold in these tiny little triangle pieces. Then we're going to lift up. Go ahead and untab these as well. There we go. Get them out there. So good. That's how we got it right now. I'll go ahead and slide these pieces up. We'll need to for putting the arms together. So that's where we're at. We got it all kind of exploded out. I'm going to untab these. Just make sure they're split apart. And we're going to rotate the arms out. And we can go ahead and fold this up all the way as well on both sides. But we're going to bring the arms out. So you can bring this forward a little bit. Just, you don't need much. And then I would not recommend pulling on this panel because it's only attached by that tiny little piece. But you can get under here and push the arm out. And if things are in your way, just kind of try and maneuver. But get the arm out on both sides. There we go. Again, I have to watch this bicep swivel, but I'm going to swivel the arms out at 90 degrees. Okay. I'm going to bring the arms out to the side, and let's go ahead and do this. Extend the bicep. Jeez, mine's really tight. Really, really tight. That's why I wiggle it as I do it, and it helps significantly. Bring this panel backwards, and then you fold this forward, and this should tab in right there. All right. Do the same over here. Go ahead and extend the bicep. Fold that panel back and then fold the smokestack forward. Okay. Now I'm going to take this piece, bring it up, and bring the greebling backwards. Okay, it's just to get it out of the way for later. And now that we're at this point, we can start to rotate all of the red painted pieces. Bring it all the way around so it's looking something like that. Then make sure to fold out these gray pieces that are going to sit on top of the shoulders. And keep bending this backwards. You lost your arm. That is funny. That was completely unscripted when that happened. Okay. So now, oh, I see this fell down. There we go. It locked it in a weird place. So now we got to get the head out. And like I said, rotate it, right? So get the head face sideways. Doesn't have to go all the way sideways, just enough that it clears that armature without contacting anything. But you got to get your hand in there to do it. And that is, it's kind of in there. I wish I could show you, but man, I can barely see it myself because of how deep the head is in there. There we go. Okay, I got the head rotated enough. Now I can lift on it, get it out, and I can rotate everything. Good. Come on. Okay. So now I'm going to fold this, fold these, and there we go. That's how I want that for right this second. Let's work on the legs. So for the legs, I'm going to start with the fuel tanks. Again, pull this panel down. Oops, one thing. You have to do these boxes first. There we go. There we go. What kind of an amateur am I for getting something like that? All right, so bring these down. You do have to make sure that untabs at the same time. You don't want to go twisting this whole thing. So there we go. Fold this right back around on itself and then close it back up. Same thing over here. Get this rotated, closed up, and there we go. We're going to come back here. You're going to untab that, untab these, and you can rotate them. And then untab the center. So the hitch is going to come apart really easily. The blue part, that may take a tiny bit of extra force. Okay, so there's that. Let's see. We'll go ahead and rotate the wheel first. All the way around. Do that on both sides. Then I'll open up this gray panel. And I want to get the foot out. Alright. I'm going to fold the foot down on that hinge. And like I said, I'm going to hold the hinge and rotate the foot. And do that for both sides. Okay. And now, this double hinge in here, I'm just going to push the panel out on both sides. Then we're going to untab everything in the center. Unfold all of this. This blue panel, it's got the double hinges. Make sure that is out of the way. And we'll go ahead and unfold this one while we're at it, but let's do this side first. So we got a couple different things here. So we got a tab here on the blue piece that's going to go into this large slot. Let's see if I can. Yeah, right there. You have a very small tab right here that's going to go into this small slot. And that's pretty much what you're lining up. So you want to close this first, then close this whole thing. And as you close it, just make sure that everything tabs in. So there we go. You've got double joints on this gray panel, and they need to sit at kind of an angle. And it is going to be a little easier said than done, possibly, unless you just get lucky and it lines up right away. Oops. There we go. Alright, and then I'll compress the foot down. I'm going to fold this over first, and then I'll bring the blue piece over it. Okay. And let me finish up the other side, and then I'll go ahead and do the feet and make sure everything looks good. Give you a little look around. It's the exact same thing on this side. There's no difference in the tabs. It's still just the two. And then you bring this down. And then you'll bring this down. Okay, so that's how you want the back of each shin, each calf looking. All right. Then we'll come around the front. Need to undo the knees. Bring those up. Okay, now I'm just going to give those inner pieces a tiny little bit of a squeeze, make sure things are right. So now, for the small toe pieces, we need to get out. I can't get in there with my fingers, so I just use a spudger until I can grab it with my fingernails. Do the same on both of them, so there's a total of 4. And then I'll separate the feet, which don't come out that far, but that's how they look when they're done. And from the top, you can see those wings kind of create that big loop around his foot. Okay, so we are here. We got his legs complete. Now we just need to finish the upper half. So I'm going to get his arms out of the way as best as I can. Straighten them too. I know how I have it right now, there's a lot of backward overhangs, and I got to hold him so he doesn't fall back. I'm going to bring these down, rotate the wheel. Do that for both sides. There we go. Now the center of the chest should be all empty, which it is on mine. I'm going to unfold these two thin gray panels. These are the ones that we just kind of tucked up here. And you can see they don't go all the way, that's fine. It's fine. So, like I said, we get the wheels up here. There we go. So that's what I got. I got the wheels up, these gray panels out of the way. This is folded back and out of the way. So now, I'll bring that back down. Oops. Easy. Okay. So for up here, I'm going to bring the head a little bit further back. I want to bring the bumper forward and rotate it down. And is what that is going to do is once everything else is in the right place, which it is not right now. Let me see here. I'm missing something. Fold that down, fold that down. Fold this in. Fold these forward. I think those may have just been in the way. There we go. Yeah, those were just in the way, that's all it was. But, so you get this all set up, alright? And then those flimsy gray panels will peg in on the side of his bumpers. It's kind of weird how they do it, because they don't sit in super well, but they, at least on my copy, they do hold well enough to do what they're supposed to do. And once I'm at that point, I want to bring this forward. So I'm going to untab right there in the middle, fold around, fold around, looking something like that. And then I'm going to bring it forward, get it in here. And it kind of has a place to tab into, but it doesn't really tab in. Yeah, it's odd. But it's fine. There we go. Okay. We are almost there. So these tiny little pieces I'm going to bend forward and I'm going to tab them into the back of these gray pieces that peg into the bumper. I'm just going to tab one in at a time. This red piece slides up and this comes in, locks it in place. I'm going to come back here and make sure that things are still sitting right. This one here came unpegged again. There we go. Lift up on that. Fold down on these silver pieces under the windows. Again, being careful if that hinge is tight for you. And just close it up. It doesn't really tab in. It's supposed to, but it doesn't. A little bit of a design flaw there. But there's that. Okay. You already saw me do it, but just slide the whole head backwards on that neck assembly. So it should be sitting something like that. Make sure that's all in place. We'll bring his butt flaps up. And finally, his arms. There we go. All we need to do, bring his hands out, rotate this, bring it in, it tabs in right there, and then this sits in place. Do the exact same thing over here, fist out, rotate, tab in and close. And that is it. So there we go. So let's get a look at them. So these are just going to rest in place. They'll be a little loose. So don't worry about that. He does have the articulation here at the top of his abs. It is odd. It is kind of permanently loose. But still, so you'll be able to separate things like that. But that's still roughly how it should look. So here is the front. Here is the back. Oh, you can move these smokestacks as well, have them face backwards. You can have them face however you want. They are supposed to face backwards. But anyway, there's that. And then side profile. You can see that he does stand up straight. So there we go. So there we go. There he is in both of his modes. I hope this video has helped some of you. I hope you enjoyed it. And thanks for watching. Hope to see you next time.